I come walking in. Wow.
All right. So we are going live. Going live on a Friday night. Can you believe that?
Hey, you should be in bed already.
It is. Yeah, I'm old. I should not be up right now. This is crazy.
Anyway.
All right, so it is a Friday night. Welcome back to Long Box Diving. I am D. This is
E.
And we are here to do a quick fire comic review. Not really that quick because it's not going to take 6 minutes. It'll probably take a lot longer because I am verbose and I like to talk about comics. And so I'll probably end up talking a lot.
Verbose.
So we're trying something new, a little bit different. We'll talk about the comics that actually we got this week, this Wednesday. And, we do a new comic day. This is what we got. But now I'm going to do a little bit of this is a comic. This is what I think about it. This is what I liked. This is what I didn't like. Just kind of a quick review of all of last week's comics. So
I've skipped ahead.
All right. So I guess apparently we're going to start with Avengers of the Wasteland #1. Now this takes place in Old Man Logan's universe. I guess Old Man Hawkeye too. I guess it's all the same universe there. And if you remember in the end of Dead Man Logan, Danny Cage, actually they're fighting and the Sabretooth was after him and all this stuff was going on. And they found the hammer of Thor in the middle of a field that's been sitting there for years. And nobody's been able to lift it. Why? Because nobody's worthy. Well, Danny ends up falling next to it, shot, or I think she was shot at the time, and she reached out and she grabbed it and she was able to pick it up. And she became Thor. Now, I know there's a big controversy about a female Thor and this and that and all whatnot, but this is like 50-something years in the future. There is no Thor. Thor is dead.
Even though he's a god.
And so she becomes Thor. Then she's partnered up with Bruce Banner's grandson. But
he's small for a Hulk.
Well, he's also only like I think right now 7. Oh. So he's like 7 years old, right? And he's a little kid. But he's also the product of a very West Virginia lifestyle.
Dude, shucking corn.
But yeah, they're living. It's been about 2 years after Logan dies, and now Doom. Look at this.
It's pretty neat.
That's a great picture, and she's using her powers to water the field. And Doom basically is starting to trying to kill things, and he kills Ultron, like crushes his head off. And then he went after the group that were over at the Forge, where Logan went to, and there's Ant-Man guy, a guy who took on Ant-Man's armor, and he just devastates them, right? And I love how in the past here they do the art in this faded patina orange, almost like you're looking at something that's been faded. And Doom just kind of like you wear the face of my enemy as though you hope to mock me.
Wait, this is Wasteland, so maybe this is during the Fallout era.
No, this is just happened like a couple days ago.
Oh.
And so Ant-Man's like, he's like, hey, come here. I'm going to destroy Doom, and I need help. And they're like, yeah, we don't really want to get involved. Well, then Doom shows up, and I love this part where she just steps. Of course, it's a Doom bot. Of course, it's a Doom bot. Because Doom wouldn't show up to do his own dirty work.
No.
And then the final page, they destroyed Doom's soldiers. They get the Doom's army, and then
it's Cap.
Captain America shows up. Is it the same Cap? Is it a different Cap? Of course,
it's got the "Come with me if you want to live."
Come with me if you want to live. Oh, that's Doom's voice. Come with me if you want to live.
What is it?
I don't know. Just how Captain America sounds to me.
It's Captain America before he had his transformation.
I like the cover of the next set. Look at that. That looks so cool. So, Avengers of the Wasteland. So far, so good. It's a basic story. Doom is the bad guy. We've got superheroes. We've got guys being heroic, guys being beat. Superheroes are. The first superhero, Ant-Man here, just kind of got wrecked in the first fight. I like that. There's consequences, there's stakes, and there's surprises. I like that. So this was a definite good read, definite recommend. Avengers of the Wasteland. All right. if somebody would quit.
Avengers, Earth's Mightiest
Right.
Heroes.
Next, we have Avengers, Earth Mightiest Heroes, number 30. Now, I haven't been reading Avengers for a while. After the whole vampire thing and Blade came in, it just kind of fell flat for me. It got kind of boring. So I just, I'm already spending enough money. Why read something that's a little boring? I'll go ahead and get something. But I saw Starbrand on the cover, and I always liked Starbrand. I remember Starbrand from way back. And I remember the new Universal. I remember the new universe. I remember Starbrand under Hickman when Hickman was with the Avengers. It was cool. I like Starbrand. So and then I knew the whole Moon Knight thing was coming. So I'm like, now's a good time to jump on. I'll go ahead, and then I read it, and I'm confused as all get out. All right.
What is it? It is a number 30.
First, Captain America is wearing a bandana, which is not so bad, but he looks like Ken in Street Fighter. Ryu Ken. I mean, that's who it looks like to me. And then Thor is now an alien. He's like the Brood. Like a Brood took over him, and he looks like the Brood. I don't know why. Why does Thor look like a Brood monster? I don't know. And see, jumping in like this in such a late issue, I don't know why Thor is Brood. I don't know why Captain America looks like he's playing for Street Fighter. I don't know why Silver Surfer keeps swapping between black and silver. I don't know why Captain Marvel is back to being binary. Is she a mutant again? I don't know. I don't know why Black Widow is wearing an armor from Iron Man. I don't know why the Ghost Rider sounds kind of stupid. I don't know why Blade is wearing a swamp thing, what man beast, whatever he is. He's wearing a suit of weeds and stuff. I don't know what. Where is it? He like spits. He like spits in oh here. Look at that. He spits in Gladiator's eye with his eye on his back of his hand.
Huh.
I don't know why. But granted, the story was cool. It was interesting. There was a lot of fighting going on, a lot of stuff happening. Things were blowing up. It was a three-way fight between Gladiator and the Avengers and the Heralds of Galactus. And hey, Rod, how you doing, man? And things were blowing up, and things were going boom, and Terrax was going crazy, and then baby. The lady had a baby in space that is now a Starbrand baby, who now has like the power of like almost Phoenix level power. So if the baby decides to cry, does the world explode? Or if the baby has a poop?
She was on fire and like 8 months. It's like,
look at Blade. Blade can fly. He's got wings. Look at that. I mean, it was cool. All right. I mean, I just didn't understand. I didn't know why all this happened.
That's why he's wearing the
it was a hard jumping off point because there were so many different things going on that I didn't understand. I didn't know why it was happening, but I mean, it was actually really, really kind of cool. There was one thing that made me groan. I see men who wield the power of the stars become all hysterical at the thought of some sort of cosmic might finding its way in the hands of a woman. Apparently, aliens are just as simple-minded as Earthmen. And then Firestorm here goes, the fire, I can't remember his name, Fire Guy. The brand is not the power of the stars, you human fool. It's the power that can melt the stars and everything else in the heavens. So it's more of a problem with somebody having the power to destroy everything other than just a woman. But they kind of threw it in. Okay. That's one of those things, I guess. But the comic was cool. I definitely recommend right now. It's not boring anymore. At least this one wasn't. So that was cool. All right.
Okay.
So definitely recommend. All right, next. Something is killing the children. Number 5. Now, number 3, number 2, number 3, and number 4 were boring. I mean, it was just a bunch of people sitting around talking about something that's killing children, and they're like sitting in a diner. We need to work in this. The diner guy thinks it's the girl that killed his sister, and the little kid is trying to help her, and the police, and it's just a bunch of talking about stuff, and I'm like, let's get to killing monsters. That's what I want to see is monster killing. That's what was in the first book. It was in the second book. It was like kill monster. I mean, it was great, and then it just kind of went. Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Then we got to this book, and
Whoa.
Yeah, there is a talking stuffed octopus. It's actually a ghostess thing. I don't know what I don't know. There was a scene with them, like it was like floating and like a ghost behind her. It's a ghosty octopus thing, but there is a monster that she's ready.
This looks very TV-esque. Like it has an intro, then it has its logo, and then it gets in the story.
All right, so there's a kid with its jaw torn off. That was gross, but it's part of the horror. And she's in the cave, and the guy from the restaurant standing there, and she's like, "There's a monster," and she's actually slicing the monster. I mean, she's fighting it, and it's completely invisible to him and to us.
I love how the colors are just giving off this eerie-esque vibe.
Yes, and then we actually see the monster.
It's a mirror.
Woo! All right, so we get through the fight. He still doesn't know what's going on. She's stabbing it. She's like, she actually stabs him in the head with some stone thing. Pop, right? And she's like, now you can see. And it freaks him out, dude. And then we get this weird page here. I don't know what's going on here, but they all have stuffed animals. And that dude down here in the corner, he looks freaky. All right, that dude right there, freaky. And he's got a little teddy bear. And look at this. Like, is that a mask? Is he like Jaws or something like that? Weird. And so there's a little girl that's alive in the cave. There's the guy. He tries to shoot the guy from the restaurant. Tries to shoot the blonde, misses the blonde, ends up hitting the kid that's helping the blonde. She puts a mouth on him and said, "Run, run, run!" And then she kills the thing, right? And spoiler at the end, she calls in and says, "It wasn't a feeding cave; it was a nest."
Breeding.
There's a lot of them here. We got a problem. All right, so this one, Something is Killing the Children, number 5, was actually pretty cool. It was interesting. It was fun. Granted, if you made it through the 2, 3, 4, and you got to 5, you know that. But if you gave up after those, okay, it's okay. It's back at 5. But I'm hoping number 6 actually keeps up and keeps up with that if we've killed one monster and we go back to the freaking Denny's for another 2 books, I'm off the series, because I cannot stand that. I don't mind some character development, but it should be in between action.
Well, it seems like they're setting it up for more action. It's a nest. You can get down here.
Yeah, I know, but there's a monster. You're killing all the kids. Let's do something about it. And then we wait 3 books.
They're trying to handle it as diplomatically as possible. There's a nest. Let's talk about it.
There's a monster. Let's go to Denny's. All right. The next one is Justice League number 39. Justice League number 39. Now, this was the end of the Doom War. And Scott Snyder, the Doom War, very detailed, very in-depth, very deep. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
It can be hard to follow, but I did like it. I like Jorge Jimenez's art.
He's got some good stuff in here.
Now, Juan Alberian took over in the last few pages, and surprisingly, it was surprising you don't really tell the difference. He did a really, really good job keeping up the quality of the art. He did a really good job here at the end. So now we have basically the goddess has come. Luthor has woken up the goddess outside the Source Wall. She's coming here to Earth, and they've basically said it in front of humans. Either doom or justice. You want to control and have your own way and make yourself happy. Hey, Southern Comic Geek, what's up? Or do you want to, help everybody and kind of be a utopia kind of thing and justice or doom, right? And they finally reincorporate John, and John is using his psychic mental powers to spread out and go ahead and try to convince everybody to side with justice. And it seems to be working. And there's a thing in the sky. It's kind of flipping back from doom back to justice. And you're getting this going on.
John looks dope.
He does. He looks pretty powerful. I mean, the art here again is just crazy good. And so John's out there trying to do this, and all of a sudden, Katera or hot girls there. It's like it's almost happening. Just a little bit more. We're almost there. Just a little bit more, and all the apex predators, and she's getting wrapped up, and everything's about ready to go. And it was boom. It flips back, and she laughs because that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Where are the sound effects? Boom, kabam! There you go. And so pop. And there actually is a point where it actually says Krakoom, right? Which is really cool. But basically, it came out that people want to self-serve. They want to serve themselves. They want to make themselves happy. They don't really care about helping everybody else. It's all about myself, me.
Humans are humans.
Humans are humans, apparently. So we find out there's this group that's called the Quintessence. The Quintessence. Now, the Quintessence are made up of the High Father, which we know from the Fourth World, Scott Free, all these. That's his dad. This was we decided that we're going to try something new, do a quick fire review. I've got a lot of comics to review, and I'll just do them, just a quick live stream, talk quick as much as I can be quick. Talking about the comics and what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, and just we're going to try something new. See what we think. See if
also,
like
the wall got closer.
Yeah, the wall did get closer, so you get some nice close-up shots of. I'm going to be changing out some of those as soon as I figure out where all my good comics are. So we got Shazam.
Yeah.
We got Phantom Stranger.
Yep.
The guy from Green Lanterns and the Spectre. And so basically they said everything that happened was bound to happen. There was nothing you could have done about it, but we have
fate.
We have a back out plan that the whole universe is now on the line. You have to if you go through the door, the whole universe is on the line. Otherwise, you guys can just drift off and live in this horror that whatever Faces is trying to do. But I didn't really get it. I didn't get the ending. I don't really understand exactly. It seems to me like Scott Snyder had written himself in a corner and he got a quick way to resolve it. But this is coming.
It's coming.
Get ready for the encore. So, apparently, this is not really over. And now we're in the encore where everything that's happened in the last few years, Dark Knight's Metal, the Source Wall breaking down, all this stuff that's been going on is apparently going to hook together in this story that he's going to, the encore. And tell you what, Diana looks really cool there.
Futuristically barbaric.
With the chainsaw and the lasso of truth running through it. But look what's on her knee.
A skull?
It's the Batman Who Laughs skull.
Oh.
The Batman Who Laughs skull.
Ooh.
So, that looks cool. I am ready for that. I'm all in. That looks fantastic. It's going to tie
Lasso
Hell Arisen and Justice League together.
What a weapon combo.
Yeah, imagine her flinging that around. Just, oof. All right. So, now, this was the last issue with Scott Snyder and Jimenez on the issue. I believe Robert Venditti is going to be taking it up. And he is a really good writer. He just did Freedom Fighters. That just finished. It's fantastic. Yeah. And Doug Mankey is going to be doing the art. So, it's going to be good. So if you're not on this, you probably want to pick those up because that's going to be start a new arc and get the encore because whatever's happened so far, apparently it's going to carry over into whatever's going on next. All right, man. We got a lot to go. So again, if you have anything you want to say about the comics we've already reviewed, or the stuff you liked about it, bring it up. We'll talk about it. I don't mind stopping and have a conversation about the comics. It's kind of like what we do. So, all right. Then Thor number 2 with Donny Cates. Now, this has been really, really, really good. Number 1 was fantastic. The hammer's getting heavy for Thor. He doesn't know why. Galactus shows up and says, basically, the thing that killed the universe before the Big Bang is back. And I need your help to fight it. And he has to have 5 planets that have certain magical something that superpowers Galactus. And he needs Thor to be his herald. So he empowers Thor with cosmic power. All right. The concept's really good. And the beginning of this book, the prose, the writing was fantastic. I enjoyed it. It was cool. It was eerie, and it poked fun at the JLA.
That's a nice style.
That's the Daily Planet. That's Superman. That's Flash. That's Green Lantern, and that's Batman. It says they will arrive. A sun god, a god of emerald light, a god of dark, perhaps a god of the ocean, and of speed and of strength. It's the JLA. He's making fun of the JLA. I love it. He's poking fun over it. And then he's like, he's on this planet, and Galactus is like, I will destroy this planet. Now he sounds like Doom. All the bad guys sound the same. Galactus, I will destroy this planet. I want to eat it. And Thor's like, dude, there's people living on this planet. Let me get them off first. Maybe you can only have 4 planets. No, I need all 5. Maybe I can get the people off. No, wait, there is no time. I must eat it now. And he decides to eat it now. Well, this is awesome.
Ooh.
Thor throws his hammer through Galactus's hand and knocks his freaking fingers off. But that's not all. It comes back and goes through his knee.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch. All right. That was cool. I loved that. Nick Klein's art here is fantastic. You get the breadth of how big Galactus is, but how strong Thor is now. And he's like, I gave you this power. I don't care. I'm still a god. That's what he said. I don't care. You gave me cosmic power. I don't care. I'm a god. And he throws his hammer through his knee. So then he's like, a bridge. And Sif goes, boom. Bridge gets all the people off, saves the planet. Galactus eats it up anyway, all of it, where he shouldn't have. And then he superpowers himself.
Yeah.
I mean, you could feel it in the colors, in the art. I mean, and that's only one of the 5 planets he needs. And then this happens. Look at that. Yes, you get sound effects too. And he shows up.
Ooh.
Thor, I need to speak with your master. Please, brother, do not make me go through you. All right. And that is fantastic. All right. Top notch from Donny Cates, Nick Klein, top notch stuff right now. It is awesome. These books are very, very good. Definite recommend. If you're not getting this, you need to get this. This is fantastic stuff. All right. Then X-Force number 6. X-Force number 6.
Beast looking little.
All right. So Beast doing the Beast thing. All right. This has been my favorite of the new Dawn of X line. I like X-Force a lot. It's the art is gritty. Segovia is doing the art. The art is gritty. It's dark, but it's clear and it makes sense in this context. And it's very good. And the writing is just fantastic. Benjamin Percy's doing a great job of it. Guru FX doing the colors. It's great. Now, we get to see the team Black Ops side of it just kind of doing the thing. And that's great. You get to see the special ops, the intelligence side of it. They're doing their thing. And, the one thing we figure out, is Beast is kind of being a little strange, a little different.
Yeah.
All right. It's not the normal Beast, lovey teddy bear guy. This is like the head of CIA kind of guy. You take him out. We need him. You need information. Torture him. I mean, it kind of weird stuff, right? And so we see there's an island here that had the ability to do some nanotech, bio nanotech stuff, right? Ooh. And then they're really mad at Krakoa because Krakoa now has all these plants that do basically the same thing. But they finally decided to, okay, let's amend and come together. And they attacked when Professor X was on the island. They attacked the Prime Minister. And we see Black Tom Cassidy getting to be so cool, man. He's like, he armors up, all the vines come up, and everything wraps around. It looks great. But they don't really attack the Prime Minister. They kind of hurt him a little bit. They take the sun. And so Jean Grey comes in, talks to the dude. They come to find out they kidnapped the son. They could have been like, what happened? Why did the deal off? So the special ops team comes in, along with the intelligence side. They interrogate the Prime Minister. They come to an agreement. We'll rescue your son, but you sign the accord again.
Yeah.
So they come up against these, armored up nanotech, bio nanotech dudes, and they're fighting back and forth. I mean, it's some great fight scenes in here. We see Wolverine being cool. We see Kid Omega being cool. We see Jean Grey being cool. And Beast here again. The Telefloronics. I fear they're not merely the dark mirror of some of our Krakoan technology. They infect the hosts. They are the organic equivalent of an Omega Sentinel. All right, so they know what the end result will be. And he basically tells Jean Grey, you have to kill them. You have to kill them all.
Oh, yeah.
This is Beast. You need to kill them all because they are nanotech. They are going to become Omega level Sentinels, which we know what happened with the Omega level Sentinels. 16 million mutants were murdered. All right. That's why and then she's like, do not patronize me. So she kills them all. Telekinetic. But still, the whole idea here is that Beast sanctioned the assassination of military enemies. She could have just stopped them and put them to sleep or whatever. Wipe them out. You have to wipe them out. We have to destroy all of it because if they become Omega level Sentinels, then we're talking 16 million mutants could die. So, the morality there, what do? Do you protect your people at the sake of doing some atrocities, or do you stand by a certain level of I'm going to be this way and then take the risk that your own people will 16 million mutants die? That's good stuff. I like that. I like that written in here. Okay, what are they going to do? Why did they make that decision? Does the decision pay off? Now, we come in to find out that the son of the Prime Minister actually is working with the enemy, and he is one of them. All right. So what they decide to do is they take him and they mess him up. It says they are an aggressive beta level technology. No one will know what I've done or the questions. All right. So basically, it says I have studied the Telefloronic source code and reprogrammed the cells to identify dendrites and axions as an infection. They will, to put it crudely, eat his mind. They are an aggressive beta level technology. No one will even know what I've done or even question his condition. So they made an agreement to turn the sun back over to the Prime Minister so they can have an agreement with Krakoa and the Terra Verta. But they've got the sun is an enemy. So if they just release the enemy back to the Prime Minister, they're going to have the problem again. Plus, he is also with the Telefloronics. He has the infection that could become the Omega level Sentinel. So he reprogrammed the nanites to eat the kid's brain.
Yeah, Beast is going like no mess around.
It's not the normal Beast, but is he wrong? Is he right? Is he doing good or is it bad? Is it a moral gray area? These are the kind of things it's good to read the comic and we see both sides of those things. And is there consequences, or is it all hunky dory because he's doing weird stuff? We'll see. They turn the guy over. He gets back. They put him. He's in a bed. He's just he's all messed up. And they're kind of just hot. He's like in a hospice situation. But after the prime minister leaves, the dude literally flows out of the bed.
Dude turns to snot.
And turns into...
That's what it looks like.
An Omega level telephoronic sentinel. And B says, and this is great writing, that's why I'm its conductor, because I'm always 5 moves ahead of everyone else, because I'm never wrong. Foreshadowing, anybody? Foreshadowing? Great comic, great writing, great story, great plot line. Is what they're doing right? Is what they're doing wrong? Is it okay to go across this line sometimes, but not other times? Good stuff. If you're not getting X-Force, you need to get X-Force. It is fantastic. I think I've said that about most of these comics tonight. Is they are great, they're good. And now we move on. Now we move on to X-Men number 5. All right, Hickman and Silva. All right, I'm a little. I'm a little. I don't know. The rest of these comics have been kind of. Some are okay. Others are like. The first issue was like, what is this? The second issue, then the family's together. Scott and the kids, and they're flying over to another island. And they meet a summoner, and then that's kind of it was cool. And then suddenly nothing again. And then we get 4 old ladies that come through a portal, and they're botanists. And they're wearing,
because what else would they be?
And it's like, and then the last issue was okay, but I don't know. I don't know, and that's the problem. I feel no consistency in X-Men line. I don't know what was going on. I don't know where he's going. I don't know why we have no consistent story arc to follow along with what's going on. Everything kind of swaps all over the place all the time. There are no consistent characters. There's no consistent plot. I don't know what's going on, and I don't like it.
What's up with the first 3 panels being black?
The first 3 panels, it gives the artist some not having to do stuff. All right.
Just use the fill bucket on Microsoft Paint.
All right. So basically, they're chasing after one of the summoner type things. This is called Seraphina. And she jumps into, which we get some cool Wolverine stuff here, which it seems every book has Wolverine in it now. X-Men had it. X-Force has it. Wolverine's coming out next month with Benjamin Percy. It's like Wolverine's everywhere.
He's a staple.
He's a staple of everything. He's holding the whole line together. And then she goes into this thing.
It's like cheese. It can go on everything.
All right. So they go into there, but the problem is there's a time dilation inside this. It's something like a few years.
Ooh.
A few years to every hour or something like that.
That's rough.
But they picked 3 people to go in. All right, they picked Synch. Now, if you remember who Synch is, it's from Generation X. Synch had the ability to mimic any mutant power. He had to be within a zone of them, but then I think he was able to, as long as he was in the zone when he got it, he was able to mimic it later. And then they brought Caliban, who has the ability to mutate his body in any way that's needed to survive the environment that he's in.
Yeah.
Like he fell into space and changed and became something that could survive in space, which is a cool mutant power. But and then they brought in X-23. And they're like, X-23, who like Wolverine. Actually, I am Wolverine. Now, I don't know why she has a deep voice. She just strikes me as having a deep voice. But basically they're going to go. They have to go in. They're going to attack it's basically like a Sentinel creator, a Mother Sentinel. They're going to attack it to throw it off, to actually bring in, to get them into the Sentinel and try to find Seraphina and bring her out. But it's going to take them years inside. So they have to have these 3 specifically sync up with Caliban to be able to survive in that. And then X-23 can live for thousands or hundreds of years or longer because of her appealing factor.
You know what I think is hilarious? In the X-Men movie, like the second one, Caliban was in it, and they killed him.
Yeah. The dude like almost can't die because his body will mutate in such a way
I mean, they only showed his power by him sticking his head in the fish tank, but.
All right, so they step into the mutant thing, the mother mold, whatever it is, and they see this. It says basically anomaly detected, vault response incoming, protect the city. All right.
Is she copying his figure too?
What do you mean he's copying his figure too?
It looks like the same person.
Yeah, they both have bald heads, and I can't tell. All right, and then at the end it says basically, so how long? 3 months, 5 days, and some change. So how long? Best guess, 537 years. 537 years that Synch, Caliban, and X-23 have been inside the mother mold. 5 months to them, 500 years to the others. Now, that means, and basically, that they can't be resurrected till they come back. Because mutant protocols will not allow them to be resurrected to confirm they're dead. And they can't send anybody else in to confirm they're dead because nobody else could survive. They have to make it out to at least be able to do a brain dump through Xavier to get a backup of their brain so they can get the information they need from what's inside the mother mold in that time dilation. So, okay. X-Men 5 was good. I liked it. It was interesting. They had action. They had suspense. They had consequences. Even though they can't really die, this is a situation where they could literally die because if they don't come back out, they can't res them. All right, so there is consequences here. It is good. It is interesting. It is some good writing. It's just one issue, and that's my problem.
That's the issue.
It's just one issue. Is it going to be the same in the next issue? Is number 6 going to keep up with that, or are they flopping over to some grandma horticulturist or bird watchers, and then we're going to have a book about grandpa, because we already had grandpa bird watchers that are trying to get onto Krakoa. I don't know. I just don't know, and that I don't like that.
There's a special breed over there.
I want to know what's going to happen in a sense of I want to know what's coming. I want to know what. I'm interested in this. I want to buy the next issue because I'm interested. And then I buy the next issue and it's like, what the crap is this? This is nothing. I don't get it. And if it was more than one issue, it's great. That issue is good. I don't know what 6 is going to be like, and that worries me. So that's why, X-Men is like my number 2 in the Dawn of X-Line. Now, I've already dropped Excalibur. I've already dropped Marauders, and I've dropped New Mutants. And I've dropped Fallen Angels. Now, Fallen Angels is written very well, but the art was crap. So for the 6, I've already dropped. I love the X-Men. One of my first groups I ever collected. I have a very soft spot in my heart for X-Men, X-Force, X-related stuff. Not that kind of stuff, but X-Men stuff, X-Men related stuff. But I don't. The only book I like is X-Force. And I'm hoping Wolverine one is good too, because Benjamin Percy is doing a good job. But Hickman is not carrying this off very well. The House of X, Powers of X, fantastic. I loved it. And then we got this, and it's like, all right.
Disappointment.
I'm disappointed. I am. I want it to be better. I'm hoping it'd be better. All right, so Justice League Dark 19. I know people are going to look at this a quick fire review that's 40 minutes long. All right.
Who said quick?
Yeah. So Justice League 19. James Tynion is writing this. This was good. All right. This was the conclusion, pretty much the conclusion of this whole. Cersei, Hector dying, being killed by Cersei, and the power of magic being warped back and forth. Swamp Thing has disappeared. We don't know where Swamp Thing is. Eclipso is involved with this, and it's fantastic. There's so much detail here, and it's overlaying things. That things are happening, and then we still have the man from the Upside Down Man that looks like has baby teeth all over his body. Is made up of baby teeth. It's he has no eyes, but like jaws like that. It's crazy, right? So, which is a cool character to introduce. I have his first appearance, and I hope it goes. All right, so
that'll be worth some in 50 years.
50 years, it'd be worth some money. I'm going to get it slapped. All right, So basically, Wonder Woman is able to take over the power of Hecate, which is the triple goddess of magic. So now she has 3 forms of magic, and she's able to divide herself into 3 forms of magic. And she takes out Cersei. She said, I mean, and there's fighting back and forth, and there was consequences all the way up to this. And finally, Diana gets to where she's like, you know, I could take boom, 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 right? And that's great. And I loved it. And then somebody threw the Eclipso diamond. All it has to do is cut you, and it infects you. And you are now infected with Eclipso. Now, Eclipso, it was designed to kill Hecate.
They should put that in a shotgun slug.
They did, basically. Somebody threw it at her. Hecate is now the power that Diana wields, and now she's infected with the dude that can literally kill her. Look at that. The art in this, Martinez Bueno. The art is really good in here. So, yeah, Alvaro Martinez Bueno.
There's very few horizon line shots.
Yes, there's a lot of good angles on it. And then, of course, we're getting back and forth between her being interviewed by Man-Bat. And so she is trying to contain Eclipso, which she cannot do that. And then, a new Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yes. So we actually now have a new Dr. Fate. The old Dr. Fate is gone. We have a new Dr. Fate. So we see Hecate Diana in this. We see a new Dr. Fate in this. So this is a good issue for that kind of stuff. And she traps Cersei in. She gives her all the power that she wanted, and then traps her into a picture for the rest of her life. And then Fate helps her recontain Eclipso into the diamond and get her saved and safe. That's the old Dr. Fate right there.
Yeah.
And then they all kind of celebrate together, and I think we need to save Swamp Thing. So now we're on to saving Swamp Thing. This story is over, and we got to figure out what happened to Swamp Thing. That kind of happened last couple issues. So the story in this is really, really good. They're doing a good job with it. And I mean, some of the pictures in here. Let me look at this waterfall. I know it's just a waterfall, but man, with the moon in the back,
where's the one where
that's the planet, that's the Earth. What's that?
Where's the one where Diana's showing all 3 parts?
Oh yeah.
She was like swapping in between during the battle, and then there was this one point where she just showed all of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's great stuff in here. This is a really good story, very detailed, very plot driven, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff hitting here and there. And the art here, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-point star. So, and they make it out of everybody's hands and arms and stuff. And Diana split into 3, and then you got Dr. Fate in the middle. They did some cool stuff in this. So
yeah,
definitely a good book. Definitely recommend. It's still on my list, going strong for 19 issues so far. Matinian just took over Batman, which has also been really, really good. Only problem I have with that is they swapped artists between issue 1 and issue 2, which I think is just stupid. Don't do that. Keep one artist at least through a story arc. Jeez. All right. So last one for tonight, and last one of the new comic reviews that we're doing this week, because we're doing them all tonight. And maybe I'll take this video down and split it up into different parts later, but I don't know. Wait. But we have Avengers Tarot #2. Now, I got this because I like Avengers. I like Avengers. They're my second favorite team.
It's just a lamer version of Gambit.
Third favorite team. I like New Warriors is in between. New Warriors, okay. But it was good. I mean, but overall, the way I describe it is it was an old school, traditional Avengers story, just not very deep and not very complicated, and it's pretty very, very simple. It's just a very simple Avengers story. All right. Now, the art is really pretty good. Diablo basically has demon goo that if he draws on a tarot card, your image, he can take control of you and your power. So he is, for some reason, I missed issue 1. I ordered this in my pull, but for some reason I missed issue 1. So I don't know how it started. I do know he has Thor already on lockdown. but Thor is able to resist him slightly. He has Iron Man. He has Captain America and Namor, Doctor Strange, and Scarlet Witch. I think he ends up getting Brunhilde, the Valkyrie. He gets the Hulk. Oh. All right. And so he draws them on these tarot cards.
That's
right. And he draws them on there, and he takes control of them. And he's got Silver Surfer, by the way. I forgot. And see, in some of the pictures, I mean, look at this full panel. That's really cool. I like it. It looks good. All right, so the art's really good. I mean, it's not top tier, but it's really good. And you got some other, Spider-Man recognizing some stuff's going on. Daredevil recognizing some stuff's going on. But in the mansion, Hulk is able to transform back into Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is now drawn on a card. So Bruce Banner has his faculties. So Bruce Banner meets up and helps the Vision, which is a robot, cannot be controlled. Silver Surfer flies to get him some tea or coffee from Columbia or whatever. And then the Fantastic Four realize, why is the Silver Surfer flying so fast between the cities? Something's going on. So the other regular heroes are figuring out something's going on here.
Especially with coffee.
And then, Vision gets prepared. Hulk puts on, or Bruce Banner puts on the Ant-Man's uniform, which is interesting to me because that is the second dude, other than Hank Pym, this week that's put the Ant-Man armor on. And then out of nowhere, Kang shows up. Now, I like Kang. Kang's the master of time and Immortus and all this kind of stuff. Kang, he shows up and says, basically, stop what you're doing or all of life and time is going to be destroyed. And Diablo is like, attack him, protect me. Because he's a little sissy. Well, that's probably not appropriate. I'm sorry. He doesn't want to fight. He's scared. And so they all attack, Kang. And Kang is like, infinity ends. Everything is destroyed. And so the Vision comes in looking like Yellow Jacket. Right? Utu's there watching, and Diablo's like, oh crap, Utu's watching. Obviously, something big's about to happen, and it is, because he's about to screw up Infinity. Then Ant-Man tries to destroy what they thought was his power, which was this magnifying glass he was using to look through while he's drawing. But that's not the source of power. The goo and the cards are. So they kind of mess up. Hulk transforms, Banner transforms back into Hulk while wearing the Ant-Man armor, which was kind of funny. But he can't control Hulk because Hulk is too simple-minded and is able to overpower it. Diablo opens a portal to escape. Out comes an Elder Demon.
Oh yeah, that's like
an Elder Demon, and basically, you can't let Elder Demons into our plane of existence. That's a no-no. So Doctor Strange goes in after it, and the Avengers are all now normal, and Doctor Strange is still floating through trying to fight this Elder Demon, and he's in this dark universe of Elder Demonness, and
some good.
And the Silver Surfer board shows up.
Ooh.
All right, so now Doctor Strange has a Silver Surfer board.
Ooh.
So, like I said, but then we get this image. So, like I said, it was a good, straightforward Avengers type story. It was good. It wasn't too complicated. This is the kind of story I could probably give to my younger daughter and say, this is fun. And it is fun, and it's not complicated, and heroes are good guys and bad guys are bad guys. And you can see, there's consequences. They get mind controlled. The villain is an evil dude, and it's all good stuff. It's just not super complicated. And I like things that are a little bit more complex. I'm an adult. I like that. There's nothing wrong with simple stories sometimes. So it's good. But if you don't like simple stories, I can't recommend it. But if you like just straightforward Avengers stories where they fighting bad guys, good story. So that is our comic review.
Yeah, that was a good old boy comic.
So this was what we got this week. We reviewed all these comics. 1, 2,
7?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in 50 minutes. So 10 minutes, 5 minutes comic. About not bad. That's still kind of quick. But it was good. I enjoyed every one of the comics this week. I again have questions about, is something killing the children? They're going back to a diner? I don't know. Is this going to be something other than good next week? Are we watching Old Men Bird Watchers? I don't know.
I swear, if that's what it is, you called it.
I'll be like, all right, that will be my reaction. All right, so this was our quick fire review. Thank you, everybody that joined us. I hope you enjoyed it. A quick fire 1 hour review live stream. Woo! All right, so hopefully everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. He didn't have much choice. I made him sit here so he can help me read the chat. So I appreciate everybody that joined us, everybody that chimed in. Now, going forward, we definitely like, if you want to come in and start talking about the comics that you also read, we'll have a little discussion about it. We'll stop the whole quick fire review and talk about that one comic for an hour. I don't care. I like it. And we'll probably maybe bring in some other people sometimes to talk about the comics. We can find somebody that wants to talk to us.
Let us know if you prefer this.
And let us know in the comments if you like this, if this was good. And then I'll maybe split some of these up, make a smaller videos about it so you can watch the quick ones of the ones we have. And we'll try this again next time, maybe, and we'll see how it goes.
If you didn't like it,
also
let us know
comment
what you want to see.
Yeah. Let us know how you like it. Do you like the old way better where we did one video, like 3 or 1 videos, and we did the high production and moved the images across screen, all that fun stuff? Or
finger puppets
like Jay did one time?
Half the way.
Or stopped in the middle. Or this, where we do live reaction, where we don't go into the story so much of what happened, but kind of go through what we felt about the comic, what we liked about it, a little bit overarching short, what happened in it and the goods and the bads and that kind of stuff. So let us know what you think, what you like, put it in the comments, let us know. You can also hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, and in our email. It's all linked. So, and if you like this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time here in the long box.
Bye.